Today we're in Staunton, Virginia, and this video is about all of the really neat parks that can be found here in the city of Staunton. I'm in one of them right now, and some of you know where I'm at, but I'm going to tell you where I'm at in just a second, and I'm going to show you all the other parks as well. You will not want to miss finding out about what these parks have to offer and a little bit about their history as well. So hang around throughout the video so you can see them all. But before we do all that, let's go ahead and get started right now. Hi, my name's Stephen. Along with my wife Leslie, we're a local real estate agents here in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia and in the Charlottesville area, and it's our honor to help folks all the time who call us, text us, or email us to help them find the home that they'd love to live in here in the area, and maybe that's you. If that's the case, you'll find all of our information in the description below, and please feel free to reach out anytime. We're always happy to help. Additionally, if you like our channel, if you like going and seeing neighborhoods in the area, but you also like going and find out different things about the area, we'd love it if you click that subscribe button, touch that bell icon so you don't miss a minute of Virginia Mountain to Valley living. I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to do a video. Recently I put out a video about the city of Staunton. This is a map video and where things were. And one of the things that I was going to do was I was going to talk about the parks in Staunton. And as I got into it, I thought to myself, you know what? There's so much here in the parks in Staunton. I really just need to make a separate video on it. So if you're thinking about living in the city of Staunton and you want to know what the parks are, like I say, we're going to go ahead and talk about that in this video. And I'm going to go right around the corner here and I'm going to start with our first park. Well, welcome to Gypsy Hill Park. Gypsy Hill Park is the largest park here in Staunton. It's comprised of about 214 acres, and it definitely sits on rolling hills with streams that run through it. Now, in Staunton here, there's really about 3 parks that are pretty large parks, and then there's several parks that are much smaller. And we're going to talk about the 3 larger ones first, but we're not going to leave out the smaller ones as well. And so, like I say, here in Staunton, this park is very large, and it actually holds the secret to a crucial part of Staunton in its early years. And what is that? Well, like I mentioned, there's a lot of springs and creeks that run through the area here. And so this area was a place where Staunton got a lot of its water. So there are these springs here in the park. And like I say, with the springs here in the park, you would get the water and then it would be transported to other places in Staunton. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk to you about that here in just a second when I talk to you about another park here in the area. So hang around for the rest of that story. But where did Gypsy Hill get its name? Well, there's a couple theories about where Gypsy Hill got its name. As we come up here to up the steps here to the beautiful, beautiful duck pond here in the park. Very favorite place of many, many people here. But Gypsy Hill, where did it get its name? Well, like I said, a couple of ideas. One of those ideas was that there was a group of Romani people who lived here in the area, and they camped out here in these hills. And so, hence nomadic people, it was called Gypsy Hill. Now, another idea about the park was that there was a certain area in London, and in London that area was called Gypsy, but instead with a Y, it was spelled with an I. And as a matter of fact, the name of the park as it was first spelled was with an I. And so, where did it come from? Probably one of those 2 things, but nonetheless, we have a really, really nice park here today. There's multiple ponds, and like I say, this is one of them, and there's a golf course, there's all sorts of things. So since I golf, tell you a little bit about the golf course, okay? So the golf course is an 18-hole golf course. The name of it is Gypsy Hill Golf Course. The word hill is definitely a part of that name because there are a lot of hills on that course. You hardly ever get a flat lie, but one of the things about it is it's probably the cheapest place here in the entire Shenandoah Valley to play. I mean, is it a championship style course? No, it's not. It's a municipal type course, but you know, you can play on the afternoons for $20 on a weekday and $25 on a weekend. And if you want to go in the morning, it's $30 in the weekday and $35 for the weekend. So, and that includes the cart too. And trust me, if you're in good shape, I see some guys that walk it, but you better be in good shape if you're going to walk that course. But a little bit more about the park here. At the beginning of the video where I was walking through, I kind of hid it from you, but on the other side is the park's really, really nice bandstand. And that bandstand, on Monday nights, you can come out and you can hear the oldest continuously operating community band in the United States. Since 1855, the Stonewall Brigade Band has entertained folks here and all over the country, really. Now, if you don't want, I say like, you like it, but I mean, if you don't want to go to that night, you can go to a jazz night, you can go to Praise in the Park night, you can go to, I think there's a bluegrass night. There's all different nights. Every night of the weekdays, that park is used for music. So really nice. You'll see a lot of folks come out here and do that. Now, there's also here in the park, there's Lake Thames, named after one of the people here that really helped get Gypsy Hill started. And it's over on the other side of the park. And but there you can fish right next to that. There's a dog park. There's also a skate park over there. And of course, here in town, there's a large community swimming pool. And then there's a miniature train here where you can take rides on the weekend. And matter of fact, let me get up here around behind this tree here. They got some guys you can maybe see over there. There's the train, and got some of the kids that are waiting to get on the train to take the ride around. Pretty big loop actually there. So additionally here, there's a garden center that hosts special events here. There's a large gymnasium that hosts a lot of youth activities and summer camps, things like that. And there's a whole lot more here at this park. Oh, and of course, one of the things about the park is that in the wintertime, the loop around the park goes all the way around down here in this bottom. Local businesses and organizations decorate different places here in the park, and it's a free drive-through. You can drive through and enjoy all the lights here in the park, and you can even see Santa Claus while you're there too. So, but like I say, a lot of really neat activities go on here in Gypsy Hill Park. Very, very popular place in town. And if you move here, if you live here, you'll no doubt at some time probably come down and enjoy Gypsy Hill Park. All right, so that's just a little bit about Gypsy Hill Park, but we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna go to our next park, just a, I don't know, mile or two down the road. All right, so we're here on our second park. We're in the Montgomery Hall Park here, and another large park here in town, comprised of 148 acres. A little bit about the history of this park. It was originally the home of a plantation, and during the segregated times in the United States history, this land was actually purchased and used as a blacks only park. Now, of course, it's been desegregated many years ago, but today there's still a trail that you can walk through and learn about that history here of the park and of the situation here at that time. So additionally, here in the park though, there's a lot to do here. I mean, if you have a child that has baseball, he's probably going to play at Gypsy Hill, or he's probably going to play up here at Montgomery Hall Park. There's soccer fields here as well. There's also tennis courts. You can see here right up there on top of the hill. There's a swimming pool, the playground behind me over there. There's pickleball courts. There's all sorts of things here. Turn around, give you a little bit of an idea. Try to go slow and not make you dizzy. but like I say, a whole lot of different things here where folks can come and play. Additionally, there's a disc golf course here, very popular. There's some guys coming up the hill right now playing disc golf, as a matter of fact. And there's picnic shelters here. There's nature trails. There's bicycle trails. You already saw playgrounds that are here. And then there's also the Nature Ridge Natural Playground. That's a natural playground designed to encourage and enhance creativity and imagination as children play. So I think I'm in these guys' way right now. So make a hole in one, guys. Thanks, guys. So we're gonna go ahead. We'll get out of their way. I don't want to get frisbeed here. So, but that's a little bit about Montgomery Hall Park. And let's go ahead. Let's get over to our next park, and we will take a look at it. All right, so we're here at our next park, and that is the Mary Gray and Betsy Bell Parks here in Staunton. And now these parks are larger parks as well. They basically sit on two hillsides here in Staunton and take up about 63 acres. And trust me, if you like mountain biking, if you like hiking, you're gonna love the trails here in this area. I mean, just turn around here, you can see the trailhead here, one just starting off here. Well, matter of fact, let's just take a walk down here. But like I say, really great area for that. And but the names, Betsy Bell and Mary Gray, where do those names come from? Well, there's a couple ideas about where they came from. One of them is that there were two local women here in the area, both of whom were kidnapped and were never ever seen again. But really, there's not a whole lot to support that. More than likely, it was something that was probably brought over to the New World in the 1600s by some of the early settlers here in this area. As the story goes, there was a couple Scottish women who were very, very beautiful women. And they had a gentleman quarter who was suitor, I guess we should say, quarter suitor, who was very interested in them. But the problem was he couldn't make up his mind which one he wanted to court. And so he ended up, he visited both of them, and he did that in 1645. And he, after he got done doing that, a few days later, both of them died of a plague. And so kind of a sad story, a love story, but a sad story as well, sad love story. And apparently there's a couple hills in Scotland that are named after Betsy Bell and Mary Gray as well. And of course now we have the two parks here as well, Betsy Bell and Mary Gray. And so now the park itself, I mean, like I said, you've got some great walking trails, but one of the things the park's really known for is that on top of, if you go up to the top of Betsy Bell, there's a great wilderness lookout area there. I've done a couple of videos up there, as a matter of fact, and you can look down, you see the Shenandoah Valley floor about 500-600 feet below you, the Blue Ridge Mountains in the distance, and it's just a really, really nice place to go and to enjoy. Now, one thing about it though is that if you do decide you want to go up there, the road is rocky, the road is steep, the road is windy, and doesn't mean you can't get up there, but just be careful when you go, and it is a little bit of a challenge to get up there. So, but like I say, two parks here in Staunton, and I mean, right here in the middle of Staunton. I mean, it's just amazing that you have all of this right here, and the hiking, biking, everything else that you can do here in this park. So that's three of the larger parks in Staunton, but like I said, there's several smaller parks as well. So let's go ahead, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the first one of those. All right, so we're here in our next park. We're in Woodrow Park here, just on the edge of the Sears Hill neighborhood. And pretty much it's Woodrow Park is about a 5-acre park, and it extends up that hillside. And right now you can see there's a really large oak tree that got knocked down here during a recent storm. That oak tree's been there, I'm sure, a lot of years. And so we hate to see that go, but like I say, it's all on a hillside. But one of the things about the park is where it got its name. Now, Woodrow Wilson, Staunton is the birthplace of Woodrow Wilson, our 28th president of the United States, and that's most likely where it got its name, although there is a theory that says that Woodrow also means row of trees, and you got these large oak trees here, and so that may be where it got its name as well, but most likely it probably got it from Woodrow Wilson. But one of the things about this park is not just this hillside, but I'll turn around here, and that is, this park is really known for its views of the city of Staunton. You get some absolutely fantastic views from here. There's some plaques that tell about the city of Staunton and some of its historic neighborhoods as well. And like I say, there's been a lot of photos that have been taken here from this little terrace here of the city of Staunton, daytime, nighttime, and it just really makes for some great scenic pictures here at Woodrow Park. All right, so we're here on our next park. We are in the Reservoir Hill Park, just northwest of downtown Staunton here, the downtown Staunton area here just a little bit. And it's a park of about 4 acres. As you can see, well, maybe hard to see here, but it's a round park, and nice open space. Come up here, bring your dog, play with a tennis ball, play frisbee, whatever the case may be, or who knows, maybe you have a soccer game with your kids up here sometime. But like I say, a lot of open space to come up here and to just enjoy it. It is very sunny up here. There's a few trees around, but it is very sunny up here. So, but the name, Reservoir Hill Park, why? Where did that name come from? Well, you remember a little earlier, I told you when we were talking about Gypsy Hill that I would tie part of that park together with another park here in the area. Well, that's what this is about. Down at the bottom of the hill, Gypsy Hill Park, just off to the left side of the main entrance, you're going to see an old water pumping station. Now today it's used as the Stonewall Brigade Band building, but back then it was a water house. Now there was a lot of springs there, and you can see those, and even today in some of the pictures, these little hexagonal shaped buildings. And they would store water up from these springs in Staunton, and they would pump them up this hill to Reservoir Hill. And even today, if you look at a satellite view, you can see the roundness where that reservoir used to be up here on top of this hill. And additionally, here's an old photo from 1891 where you can take a look at the what it looked like and where the pumping station was and where the reservoir is today, or where the reservoir was at that time. So like I say, just another neat little piece of history that was very functional for the people here in early Staunton, but today serves as another type of function for a park here for the folks here in Staunton. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get on down to our next park. All right, so we're back here in front of Gypsy Hill Park again, and we're right across the road from the entrance here. And I'll bet this little piece of land here, I'm sure a lot of people in Staunton know it, but maybe there's some that don't, that this little piece of land here is actually a park. It's about a 1/4 acre. It's known as Nolles Park. It's the smallest park in Staunton, and like I say, sits right across the entrance from Gypsy Road. So I guess you could come out here, sit in the shade tree one day and enjoy a picnic lunch, or just chill out here, maybe watch the fireworks at 4th of July on Happy Birthday America. But this, there's a plaque right on the front of the wall over here along the street, and it tells you that this bronze plaque says that this park was in honor of former retired councilman, vice mayor, and mayor E. Lewis Knowles, and it was put here back 61 years ago in 1964. So, like I say, little park here in Staunton. You might never know it's here if you didn't read the sign or get on their website or be a resident of Staunton here for a long time and know about it. All right, so we're here at our next small park here in Staunton, and this is the Men's Green Thumb Park, and it sits right on the corner of, right here is Richmond Avenue, that's Highway 250, and then Greenville Avenue, Highway 11 here in town. And as you can see, it's got the beautiful fountain behind me here and all the beautiful flowers and the shrubbery. It's just really nice place right here at a busy intersection, but it's just kind of a nice little place to be here. And now, this park was a collaborative effort in the 1960s between the Men's Green Thumb Garden Club and the now defunct United Virginia Bank National Valley. And it sits right across from the Blackburn Inn. Blackburn Inn has got a lot of history there, and got some motel rooms. You can stay there, you can eat there as well. You can also, they have condos there. You can also purchase a condo and live right next to downtown Staunton if you like. So, like I say, just a nice little 2-acre park here that just come down and enjoy it. Have a picnic luncheon under the shade tree over here if you want to sometime during the day. But now, while everybody knows, everybody drives by this park every day, but right around the corner going to Highway 11, you're going to come to one of Staunton's most recognizable pieces of artwork, and that is the watering can. All of the beautiful flowers that surround it, the planted around it. It is pretty, but it wasn't always a popular structure when it was installed in 1999. As a matter of fact, many residents here in Staunton thought it was too large, and it just wouldn't be a good look for Staunton. Well, guess what? 26 years later, it's still here, and it greets you every time you drive into downtown Staunton this way. So, kind of an interesting little history tidbit there, and like I say, another really nice park here, right in the middle of Staunton. All right, so we're here in our last park. We are in Landis Park, and it is just about 200 yards or so away from the wharf area down here. And if there ever was like an urban city type park, this is definitely one. I mean, it's kind of neat. You go through here, you got this little seating area out here. You got a little walkway up here, and park is dedicated. The plaque over there says Walter Landis Jr., who was a friend and somebody that was a helper of people. And boy, what a high thing to be remembered for. That's really neat. Now, the park is only about an acre in total, and it kind of just goes along this sidewalk down here by the Lewis Creek. And so you've got the creek here, you got all this flowers and everything, and places to sit, and just kind of adds some unique dimensions here in town. Got a Latin restaurant off to the side here, and then the neat thing is it cuts right underneath the train tracks here. And so it's kind of a really neat thing about this park. Now, if you want a bird's eye view of it, I actually found something online. Somebody took their drone, braver than me, somebody took their drone and they did a quick little video here of Landis Park. Well, that should really give you a good idea about some of the parks here in Staunton. And you know, for a small city like Staunton is, of about 25,000 people, they really do a fantastic job of providing multiple different recreational opportunities and green spaces throughout town. And you know, sitting here in Landis Park, you know, like I said earlier, only about 200 yards from downtown. I mean, you just walk from the park and go up in there and shop on the weekdays and the weekends, and it's just very convenient, very nice. A lot of history here in Staunton, along with a lot of nice parks that we've seen here in this video. And maybe you're interested in looking at a home in Staunton. Maybe you're moving to Staunton or to the area here. Leslie and I would be more than honored to help. We've helped multiple people move into town here, and I'm certainly confident we could help you as well. And but we count on you to pick up the phone and give us a call, give us a text, send us an email, and in order to do that, you'll find all of that information in the description below. So, you know, it's a summer day. It's warm, but in the shade, it's pretty nice today, and it certainly is nice here in one of the many parks of Staunton. But hope you've enjoyed the video, and not sure what's going to be next, but until next time, I'll see you around town.